discussing these guidelines that are being developed for strengthening women's land rights across Africa. And I think this is a really important initiative. We know that for a long time historically, women's land rights have been secondary to men's land rights. Women have been marginalized in terms of land rights, despite their contribution in agriculture, their contribution in the home, and their contribution in development. So we can really unleash and unlock that potential that women have and maximize their contribution if we can strengthen their land rights. But beyond that, it's also just the right thing to do. It's about justice, it's about equity, and women should have the same rights to land as men. And that's where we're going. And we look forward to a future where there will be gender parity in terms of land rights, the control of land, as well as the access of land. And these guidelines can help us on that path. And I think when we look at the recent history in the last decades, there have been a lot of initiatives and a lot of changes. So yes, there are still challenges. More needs to be done to strengthen women's land rights. But let's also celebrate the successes. We see programs like of titling in Rwanda and Ethiopia that have actually given more land to women than to men. We can see in Botswana how also now they've almost reached parity at a national level in terms of gender and land rights holdings. And recent studies that I've been part of have shown that actually more women are being allocated land now in Botswana than men. And that's probably appropriate because often women are there with their families. They are taking a lead in agriculture. So I would be quite happy with a situation where we see more women than men holding land. And we can get there. And that's going to be beneficial for the families involved. It's going to be beneficial for our communities and for our societies. And it's part of, a new African society where all, regardless of their gender, are playing a full role, and that's being recognized and that's being rewarded. In this workshop, we agreed that we need to, and also that we can, achieve gender parity in land rights. And we are committed from this workshop to a program of action that will see the finalization and then promotion of these guidelines on strengthening women's land rights in Africa. And we believe that's an important step. If we have that alignment of the policymakers and our leaders from an African Union level to our regional economic communities and across the member states around that, we believe we can see progress. And we can build on the progress we already have to overcome the challenges that remain. It's not going to be an easy road. It's going to take some time. But certainly, with the commitment that we have from this room, we can take that out. And if others join us with that same commitment, we're going to see more progress.